God says, "My child." There is a presence near you that seems harmless, even friendly, but it carries danger hidden behind a perfect smile. I have been watching you closely, and my heart aches because I see the path you are on. This woman, who appears kind and trustworthy, is not what she seems. I am trying to warn you, but you must open your eyes and listen with your spirit. There are signs you have overlooked, whispers you have ignored, and small moments that carry warnings. I am here to show you, before it is too late. She entered your life softly, like a breeze that brushes past without notice. At first, her presence felt comforting. You welcomed her, thinking she brought light and happiness. But God sees the hidden intentions behind her actions. Archangel Michael stands ready to guard you, but you must be aware of her influence. It is not always violent or loud, sometimes danger arrives in silence. She has been slowly weaving her way into your life, learning your weaknesses, testing your trust, and waiting for the right moment. God says, "My child, you may not understand her yet, but pay attention to the moments you felt uneasy around her. The times when her words felt like compliments but carried a sting beneath. The times when she offered help, but you later felt drained or confused. These are not coincidences. Your motherly instincts, your gut feelings, even your dreams, they have been sending you subtle warnings. I am opening your eyes to see them clearly. This woman is not a stranger. She has come close to your circle of trust, and she knows the influence she can wield. But God says you are protected. Archangel Michael is near, ready to intervene, to shield you from her hidden schemes. Yet you must pay attention. Do not dismiss what seems small or insignificant. Heaven communicates through signs, and I am speaking to you now so that you can recognize the truth before any harm reaches your life or heart. She has smiles that feel genuine, gestures that feel caring, and words that seem thoughtful. But behind that mask lies a hunger for control and power. She does not care for your happiness, she only wants to manipulate, to sway, and to bend situations for her benefit. God says that recognizing her is the first step to breaking her hold over your life. The moment you realize her true intentions, her power begins to fade. This is why I am guiding you, my child. You may remember times when she seemed almost too perfect. She mirrored your thoughts, shared your opinions, or offered advice that felt comforting. But now God is showing you that her perfection was a veil. Her actions were calculated. Every compliment, every seemingly kind gesture, was meant to gain your trust. Heaven has allowed you to see this now so you can prepare yourself. Awareness is your protection. God continues to speak, saying that the key to protection lies in your faith. Trust in my guidance, my child. Archangel Michael is stationed near you at all times, surrounding your spirit with divine light. That light cannot be pierced by any darkness this woman carries. Yet you must actively step into that light. Do not entertain her manipulation, do not fall for her charm, and do not allow your heart to be deceived by appearances. She will attempt subtle moves to confuse or sway you, but your faith, your awareness, and your connection to me will keep you safe. You may not know her name yet, and it will come as a shock when it is revealed, but God is preparing your spirit to handle the truth. When the moment arrives, do not fear. She cannot harm what is protected by my light. The shock is only a reflection of her deceit and the realization that someone you trusted has hidden motives. God says that confronting this truth will release you from her influence. The sooner you see her as she truly is, the stronger you become. Her tactics are quiet but persistent. She may try to isolate you from those who truly care, whisper doubts about your friends or family, or create situations where you question your own judgment. These are tests of your perception, tests of your inner strength. God says you are capable of seeing through them. You have been equipped with intuition, courage, and the guidance of heaven to protect yourself. Remember, my child, this warning is not meant to frighten you unnecessarily. It is meant to prepare you. Awareness gives you power. Recognizing the threat before it escalates allows you to step into your strength. Archangel Michael stands ready to shield you, but your vigilance is what will make his protection complete. Trust in the signs, trust in your instincts, and trust in me. There is still time to act. The shadow she casts can be lifted if you remain conscious of her influence. Pay attention to the people around you, to moments that feel off, to actions that feel like they hide something beneath the surface. Heaven communicates through these small signals, and God is speaking directly to your spirit now. Your heart has been guided to see, and your mind will soon understand. My child, know this: she may appear strong and convincing, but she cannot overpower the light that surrounds you. Archangel Michael is always present, guarding your path. God's love flows through your life, providing protection and clarity. Soon, the day will come when her true intentions will be revealed, and when that happens, you will feel a weight lifted from your spirit. God says, my child, remain steadfast. Keep your faith strong. Hold on to the truth, and the darkness she brings will not reach you. Your heart, your spirit, and your soul are safe because my divine power and Archangel Michael's protection surround you. You are not alone. You are guided. You are protected. Tonight, listen closely to the whispers of your intuition. The signs have always been there. Now, they are becoming clearer. When her name is finally revealed, it will shock you, but it will also set you free. God says you are ready. You are strong. You are protected. And no harm can come near you while you trust in my guidance and Archangel Michael's shield. Your awakening begins now. Pay attention, stay vigilant, and let your spirit see the truth. The woman is close, but your connection to heaven is stronger. You will know her for who she truly is, and when that moment comes, freedom, clarity, and peace will follow. You have started to notice little things about her that never made sense before. At first, you dismissed them as your imagination, as passing thoughts that held no meaning. But now, every moment seems to hold a deeper message. God is allowing you to see what was once hidden. The woman who acted as your supporter was actually studying you. She watched your habits, listened to your words, learned your fears, and used them to shape her role in your life. Her kindness was a disguise that covered her real intent. There were moments when you spoke your heart to her and felt lighter afterward, but soon after, something strange always followed. You began to feel weak, unsure, or strangely distant from your peace. That is because every time you opened yourself to her, she took a piece of your energy. God says that she was never meant to carry your secrets. She was meant to test your spirit. Heaven wanted you to see that not everyone who smiles is your friend, and not every listener deserves your trust. You may wonder how such darkness hides behind a gentle tone, but the truth is that deception often comes wrapped in beauty. Evil rarely announces itself loudly, it enters quietly through familiarity. This woman wanted you to depend on her, to confide in her, so that she could slowly shape the way you see yourself. She tried to replace the voice of God with her own influence, to make you believe her guidance was the safest path. But God says her guidance leads to confusion, and confusion is never from heaven. You remember how she would appear whenever you were weak or heartbroken, how she always seemed to say the right words at the right time. That was her way of creating a bond. Yet the comfort she gave was never pure, it came with small traps, hidden expectations, and emotional weight. You began to feel guilty for saying no to her, or uncomfortable when you wanted space. These are signs that her control was growing. God says, "My child, I allowed this for a reason, so you would learn to recognize manipulation hidden in false care." Archangel Michael stands beside you now. His presence burns through every shadow she tried to build around you. You may have felt lately that your dreams are uneasy, or that your peace is being disturbed. That is the spiritual battle happening for your protection. The archangels are at work, clearing your path, removing her influence piece by piece. You might notice her energy beginning to fade from your life. Maybe she calls less, or her words sound different now. That is heaven's doing. She is being revealed. God says you are learning the difference between genuine love and disguised control. Her attention felt like care, but it was built on curiosity about your life, not concern for your heart. She wanted access to your story, your weakness, and your secrets because they gave her a sense of power. But God is closing that door. Every piece of her plan is falling apart as you awaken to the truth. You might start recalling events that once felt harmless. The times she discouraged your goals, even softly, or the moments when she planted tiny seeds of doubt in your heart. You thought she was being protective, but God says she was feeding fear. The light inside you is bright, and darkness cannot stand to see it grow. That is why she was drawn to you. Not to support you, but to keep your light under control. God says, "My child, there is no need to hate her. Hate is not your weapon. Awareness is. You do not need revenge, you only need distance. Your silence will speak louder than any confrontation. When light walks away, darkness loses strength. The best way to break free from her reach is to withdraw your trust and your attention. When you stop giving her emotional space, her influence collapses. Archangel Michael wants you to remember this: every battle you face in silence is seen by heaven. You are not unseen, and your pain has not gone unnoticed. He has surrounded your spirit with divine armor. Each prayer you whisper strengthens that shield. When you wake in the morning, speak light over yourself. Say, "I am covered by divine protection. No hidden agenda can reach me." Heaven hears those words, and every time you say them, her control fades a little more. The signs will become clearer now. You may start hearing truth come through unexpected sources, a friend, a message, or even a dream. You will begin to recognize patterns you couldn't see before. The veil is lifting. God says the more truth you accept, the less fear you will feel. You will start to see her differently, not as she pretends to be, but as she truly is. She will soon sense that you have begun to see through her. She may try harder to win your attention, perhaps with gifts, apologies, or sudden affection. Do not fall for it. Her sweetness will not last long, it is only a cover to buy more time. God says to stand firm. The one who was meant to trap you is now losing control. Her efforts are crumbling because heaven has exposed her. Do you remember the peace you felt before she entered your life? That calmness that felt natural and quiet, it will return. It is waiting for you on the other side of this revelation. When you finally walk away from her energy, you will feel like you can breathe again. That is not coincidence, that is freedom. God's voice says, "Do not fear what is being revealed. I am allowing this for your healing. You will not be harmed, because you are already covered. My angels move before you, my light shines within you, and no weapon formed against you will ever succeed." These are not just words, they are truth. You are protected. Every betrayal teaches discernment. Every false friend teaches you how to choose better. This is not punishment, it is preparation. You are being shaped into someone wiser, stronger, and more connected to heaven. The woman was only an instrument, a test meant to awaken your spirit. You are passing that test right now. In the coming days, the energy around her will start to shift. She may act distant or uneasy because she will sense your awareness. Darkness feels uncomfortable when the light exposes it. Do not be surprised if she starts avoiding you. That is heaven's sign that her control has broken. God says, "My child, you are no longer under her spell. You are awakening to the truth. Walk with courage, walk with faith, and know that Archangel Michael walks beside you. Her name will soon be spoken in your heart, and when it is, you will finally understand everything. The revelation is coming, and it will be clear. What once confused you will make sense. The truth will not destroy you, it will free you. And when it does, peace will return stronger than ever before. The air around you feels different now. Something within you has shifted, as if your soul knows that the truth is closer than ever. You have been feeling a pull in your spirit, a quiet voice guiding you to pay attention. That is God speaking, leading you gently toward revelation. The woman who once seemed harmless now feels heavy to your spirit. Her words don't sound the same, her presence doesn't bring comfort anymore, and her eyes seem to hold something that makes you uneasy. That discomfort is the truth pressing against your heart, trying to make itself known. God says, "My child, I have shown you enough signs. The truth is ready to come to the surface. You have prayed for understanding, and now I am giving you what you asked for. The woman you trusted, the one you defended before others, the one you believed would never betray you, she is the one I am saving you from. The one whose name you are about to hear has been playing a role in your life, but not the one you thought she played. The moment her name forms in your heart, it will feel like time slows down. Memories will flash, her voice, her words, her laughter, her sudden concern about things that weren't her business. You will realize she has been present in more ways than you understood. God says her name will not come from fear, it will come from revelation. You will not discover it by accident, heaven itself will show you. And when it happens, you will finally see how every sign, every uneasy feeling, and every strange coincidence were pointing to her all along. She has been trying to shape your destiny quietly. The goal was not to destroy you but to delay you, to make you doubt yourself, to keep you tired, distracted, and emotionally heavy. She wanted to keep you from rising into the purpose God has prepared for you. But what she didn't know is that her actions were being watched by heaven every moment. Archangel Michael has been guarding your path, blocking her silent attacks, and weakening her grip on your life. Every plan she set in motion has already failed in the spiritual realm before it even reached you. God says, "My child, I allowed her to stay for a season, so that you could learn to see beyond appearances. You were too kind, too trusting, too pure-hearted to imagine that harm could come from someone so close. But now, that innocence is turning into wisdom. You are beginning to understand what love from heaven feels like. It brings peace, never pressure. What she offered you was not love, it was control wrapped in care. When you hear her name, you might feel a mix of emotions, disbelief, sorrow, even anger. That is natural. But remember, this revelation is not to break you. It is to free you. You must not allow bitterness to enter your heart. Bitterness keeps you tied to her energy. Forgiveness cuts the tie completely. God says, when her name becomes clear, do not speak against her. Simply release her in silence and walk away. Heaven will handle what needs to be done. You might begin to recall how often she tried to know your every move, how she wanted details about your plans and your dreams. Her curiosity was not pure, it was strategy. She gathered your words like pieces of a puzzle, trying to find ways to hold influence over your choices. There were times she subtly turned you against others or planted doubts about people who truly loved you. But God's light is stronger than her shadow. You will see now that the very people she tried to separate you from were the ones who carried your true peace. Archangel Michael whispers strength into your spirit now. You might not hear it with your ears, but your heart can feel it, a calm, firm assurance that you are safe. You are protected. The truth cannot hurt you when it comes from heaven. It only removes the lies that were keeping you bound. That woman's name will soon echo in your spirit, and when it does, your body may feel a chill, your mind may replay memories, but your heart will finally rest. There is something you must understand. Her influence was not only emotional. It touched your surroundings, your mood, your focus, even your sleep. You may have felt heavy energy around you. That was her shadow trying to attach itself to your peace. But that ends now. God says her time in your life is over. The reason you are hearing this message now is because heaven has decided to close her chapter in your story. Do not fear what you will discover. When her name is revealed, you will also feel a sudden sense of release. The invisible chain between you will break instantly. You may not even need to speak to her again. Sometimes, separation happens silently. Heaven moves hearts, rearranges paths, and causes distance that cannot be explained. That is how God protects those who listen. God says, "My child, your soul will know her name before your mind does." You might wake up one morning with a thought that feels too specific to be random. That is how I reveal truth, softly, clearly, without confusion. When that moment comes, take a deep breath and say, "I see now, Lord. I understand. Protect me and guide me." Then let her go completely. There will be peace after this. The kind of peace you have not felt for a long time. You will notice that your days become lighter, your energy stronger, and your focus clearer. The confusion that used to cloud your thoughts will lift. You will realize that her connection to you was draining your spirit, and now that she is gone, you are free to grow again. Archangel Michael has already cut the cords that tied you to her energy. Her name might still echo in your thoughts for a while, but do not entertain it. Every time you think of her, pray for light and keep your focus forward. Heaven's protection works best when you release the past completely. This revelation is not a curse, it is a blessing disguised as shock. You were meant to know, not to suffer. You were meant to see the truth so you could step into your real calling. She was never meant to walk this next part of your journey with you. That is why God intervened now. God says, "My child, the enemy often sends people in pleasant forms. They smile, they comfort, they act kind, but their spirit carries chaos. This woman was one of them. But she has failed. Her plan is undone, and her name will soon lose its hold over you. I have assigned my angels to walk with you, to block every word she has spoken against you, and to restore every blessing she tried to take. The revelation of her name will come gently, but it will change everything. You will not need proof or explanation, your soul will simply know. And once it happens, you will feel a deep sense of release, a divine peace that no human words can describe. That is how you will know the truth came from God. You are almost at the moment of complete freedom. Keep your spirit open, your heart clean, and your faith steady. The storm is ending. The light is already breaking through. God says the truth is near, and once you receive it, the healing will begin. You are protected, you are covered, and you are already free. The night before freedom always feels the heaviest. You may have sensed it already, that quiet tension around you, the heaviness that lingers for no reason. That's not fear. That's the last shadow being lifted from your spirit. The woman's name is already losing power over your life, even if you haven't spoken it aloud yet. Heaven has already moved. The bond that once drained you has been broken. God says, "My child, what was meant to harm you has now become your awakening." The pain you felt was never punishment, it was preparation. You were being shaped into someone stronger, someone who can see the truth even when it's hidden behind kindness. That woman's influence has ended. She cannot reach your peace anymore. The moment her name was revealed in your heart, her hold on your life shattered like glass. Now, it is time for restoration. The days of confusion are over. Archangel Michael stands beside you, not as a distant guardian, but as a warrior sent directly for your soul's freedom. His sword of light has already cleared the energy that surrounded you. Every whisper of manipulation, every unseen barrier, every curse spoken against you has been cut down. You might feel tired now, but that's not weakness, it's release. Your soul is resting after fighting silently for so long. God says, "My child, you did not lose anything by walking away. What left your life was never meant to stay." You may have questioned why certain doors closed or why some people suddenly became distant. It was my protection, not rejection. I removed what was secretly feeding your exhaustion. That woman was one of those closed doors. Her exit is not an ending, it is a beginning. You are being lifted into a season where truth surrounds you completely. There will be no more double faces, no more quiet deceit. The people entering your life now are being sent by heaven. You will know them by the peace they carry, not by the promises they make. You will recognize divine people because your spirit will feel calm in their presence, not tense, not heavy, just peaceful. That peace is my confirmation, says God. Archangel Michael's presence is strong now. You might feel warmth, chills, or sudden calmness as you hear these words. That's the energy of protection surrounding you. His wings are like fire to darkness, nothing deceitful can come near when he stands guard. You are covered in his light, and every step you take now will lead you closer to clarity. The road ahead will no longer feel confusing or heavy. You will see things for what they are. God says, "My child, now that you know the truth, do not look back." When you walk away from darkness, do not carry its memories as luggage. Leave them behind like footprints that fade with time. You are not defined by who betrayed you, you are defined by how you survived it. Your endurance has touched heaven. The angels have seen your tears, and now they are writing your restoration. Every tear you shed has been counted, and every one of them will return as blessings. The days ahead will bring signs of renewal. You will feel lighter, not only emotionally but spiritually. You will sleep deeper. You will wake up with peace. You may find that opportunities you thought were gone begin to reappear. That is not random, that is God returning what was delayed. The woman's interference blocked your flow, but now that her energy is gone, everything will start to move again. Archangel Michael whispers strength to your heart now. He says, "You are free. You are safe. You are chosen." His presence is not just protection, it is guidance. Whenever doubt tries to return, call on him. You do not need long prayers, just say, "Archangel Michael, walk with me." And he will. Heaven responds instantly when you call in faith. God says, "My child, the shock of her name will fade, but the wisdom it gave you will stay forever." You will no longer fall for false comfort. You will no longer give your energy to the wrong hearts. You have learned to discern spirits by their peace, not their promises. That is divine maturity, and it will guard you for life. You are no longer the same person who once ignored the signs. You are awake, and awareness is your shield. Do not seek revenge or confrontation. Heaven has already handled it. Sometimes, silence is the loudest victory. Let her see you rise without her. Let her witness your peace grow, your blessings multiply, and your strength return. That is how heaven shows justice, not through anger, but through elevation. The light around you is brighter now. The angels have formed a circle of protection that no darkness can break. You will notice it soon. People who once brought confusion will begin to distance themselves. New energy will enter your space, filled with calm and purity. God is rearranging your surroundings so that your spirit can heal fully. You might still remember her name, but it will no longer carry pain. It will become a reminder of how far you've come. The same way fire refines gold, this test has refined your soul. You are stronger now, not because you fought harder, but because you learned to listen to heaven's voice. God says, the test is over. The storm has passed. The shadows have lifted. You are stepping into light that no human can dim. The journey that began with confusion will end with clarity. What started with deception will finish with truth. You are walking into a new chapter, one where you trust heaven more than anyone else. Archangel Michael stands before you, raising his sword in your defense. Every dark intention, every word spoken against your peace, every thought of harm, all of it is now shattered. God's hand rests upon your head, and his voice speaks softly, "My child, it is finished. No one can take what I have blessed. No one can stop what I have started in you. Move forward. Your future is safe. Your path is blessed. You no longer need to fear who she was or what she tried to do. Heaven has already written the ending, and the ending is victory. You survived what was meant to break you, and now you are standing stronger than ever. The woman's name once carried confusion, but now it carries closure. Her presence once brought pain, but now her absence brings peace. From this day forward, your steps are guarded. Your path is clear. Your heart is free. God says you are ready for the next season, one filled with peace, blessings, and divine favor. The storm has served its purpose, and now the sunlight of heaven is shining on you. Walk in confidence. Walk in light. Walk knowing that heaven fought for you, and won. You are safe now, my child. You are free. And no shadow can touch what God Himself has protected.